He said 3. All right, I'm ready.
Dude, you gotta go.
I said I'm ready.
I already started it.
Oh. What the fuck? So should I start now?
Yes.
All right, what's up, guys? Wrong. Doug Polk here. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Floyd, aka your Negus, aka Commish, aka owner of Team Delaney's Saggy Tits. And as per usual, I am joined by my lovely co-host, owner of Team Thousand Oaks Gang, Michael Wiseman. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. 0-2 sucks, obviously, but I think I got the team for a bounce back, so I'm not pressed yet.
Yeah, I think it's typical to see me at 2-0 and you at 0-2. You know, nothing's changed. So nothing's been the same. It's always been the same.
Whatever.
We got 3 2-0 teams, 3 0-2 teams. Everybody else in the middle. Wiseman, take us to the standings.
Yep, as you said, 3 2-0 teams. Top of the table with the most points scored is newcomer Ryan Brill, birdie putt, followed by the other 2 2-0 teams, Delaney Saggy Tits and the Toledo Cheat Clappers, followed by 6 1-1 teams. We got in order on points scored is Rusty Cunts, the Golden Taint, xnxx.com, Alexis Texas, Team Butts, Bye Week, and Evansdale Carpet Munchers. Finally, 3 0-2 teams at the bottom. Most points scored myself at 0-2, Thousand Oaks Gang, followed by Juices Loose, and at the bottom is Miller Time.
That's gotta feel good, you know, having the most points scored for teams with no wins.
No, it doesn't make me feel any better, actually.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Anyways, we got Ryan Brill at the top of the table, as you mentioned, newcomer, reigning champion of the B League, now sitting at the top of the table. If he pulls off another win and can stay at the top of the table in points scored, maybe he ought to be on the show to defend himself, plead his case.
I guess so, but I mean, it takes a lot more than 3 wins to get you to the playoffs.
Amen to that, brother. So let's hop into our recent activity. There hasn't been any trade since our one from last week. People are a little bit hesitant right now. For whatever reason, they don't want any part of Russell Gage. Scores 20 points a week. You know, everybody doesn't want him. But
yeah, okay, stop marketing your players.
All right. This week's waiver transactions, Wiseman, what are you seeing here?
I'm pulling up the full thing right here. It only goes back so far.
Let's see, the 23rd. Our hot ticket of the week.
There was a few.
Maybe Ryan Brill showing his true noob moves here. Ryan Brill adding Dion Lewis for $20. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's terrible. I mean, he's dropping Baker Mayfield, and essentially he was rostering a second quarterback that maybe he didn't need to. So I don't mind him picking up someone who is now going to have a larger opportunity with Saquon Barkley being out for the season and Dion Lewis. I mean, $20 is a lot, but if it turns out to be someone who you can consistently start, then it's worth it 100%.
And so I was wrong about the hot ticket item. It was actually Mike Davis, picked up by Devin Pooley, team bye week. $30. He ripped off a third of his budget. How do you feel about that?
I think that this one's a little bit more excessive because I think I would view these two types of players off the waiver wire very similar. The stud starting running back is gone for an extended amount of time or the whole season, depending on which one you're focusing on specifically. But it's a similar situation. They're not going to take that role entirely. Like Dion Lewis is not Saquon Barkley, and Mike Davis is not Christian McCaffrey. So I mean, they're going to have opportunities, sure, but they're not going to put up anywhere near the same production. And maybe missing such a big piece of that offense as both of those players are, it's going to force a change in the way that the teams play to where the running back might not be even getting half as many touches. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of free agent budget to be spending on a player who's it's uncertain whether or not they're even going to put up enough points on a consistent basis to be fantasy worthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was very well put. especially when it comes to running backs, we're almost always looking for opportunity before talent or skill. However, I didn't get to watch Mike Davis play, but spending $30 is almost like making an assumption that he's Christian McCaffrey. It seems a little excessive. However, both those guys, Saquon and Christian McCaffrey, are going to be out for a long time. And, I almost – I'm trying to make an argument for Mike Davis over the Deion Lewis thing because the Giants are the Giants, right?
The Panthers have looked better than the Giants, to be fair.
If Saquon Barkley's putting up 0 points in that offense, what's the washed-up Deion Lewis going to do? Anyways, it's none of my business.
I don't have a problem with picking them up. I don't have a problem with picking them up. It's just that, the amount of fab that they had to spend on them was excessive,
I wonder. I'm going to check the report right here.
I think there's a couple more of note here. It looks like Jeff Wilson got picked up for $12 by Trevor, and Mecole Hardman was picked up by Andy for $12 and $10 respectively.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about either of those?
I feel like these are obviously lower ticket items as far as how much they had to spend to pick them up. I don't necessarily think Andy would have had to have bid 10 for Mecole Hardman. I imagine he might have been the only one who was in for him. But Jeff Wilson, I think, is reasonable, especially since Mostert's going to be out for a little bit. Considering that Mostert's been so effective so far, I would say that Jeff Wilson could maybe get some of the goal line work if possible, but I think this is just kind of like a spot filler for Trevor, I guess, and $12 is, I guess, quite a bit to spend on that, but it is opportunity, as you say, in a good offense, so I'm okay with this one as well.
Yeah, Andy was the only person to bid on Mecole Hardman. We had 3 people bid on the Buccaneers defense. Rusty Kuntz and Golden Tate both bid $3. Ricky came away with it. And then Gardner Minshew was bid on by 2 people, both at $1. Nick Rudder came away with it. Let's see. Actually, 4 people on the Buccaneers defense.
Would you have paid more than $2 for Dalton Schultz?
If you would have told me I can get Dalton Schultz for $3, I'd do that in a heartbeat, no doubt.
Well, yeah, but would you have done it at the time because Billy got him for $2?
I would have probably put a bid in it for Dalton Schultz had I remembered to do it, yes, because I view him as better than some of my bench players. So.
Also, I know this is a little old and not from the most recent waiver activity, but what about Ricky picking up Jordan Reed last week for $4 and starting him and him having such a big game?
Do you know how much Ricky won by? Did he win?
Not off the top of my head.
It's a crucial pickup. I'm pretty sure Jordan Reed was probably on the Millie Maker team in DraftKings. I was on top of that injury.
24 points.
Speaking of that injury, we'll get into that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right now, that's all I'm seeing. Mike Davis was 1, 2, 3, 4 people bid on Mike Davis. The next closest before that 30 was 18. So wasn't egregious compared to the field, but it was certainly a significant amount higher than the field. We had an 18, a 16. Anyways. All right, so speaking of the George Kittle injury, guys, I can't stress this enough. There's a reason why we're in the A-League. Integrity of the game must be maintained. If you're not setting your lineups, you shouldn't be playing. We have what's 150 times 12? 100, 1,100? We have 11. Is that right? 1,100? I don't know what it is. It's more than that.
It's way more than that.
We have over $1,000 in play here for money. And one move like that, by not setting your lineup, can drastically affect the way people get paid. It could make somebody miss the playoffs by 1 game. It could make the person slide into the playoffs in the last seed and then make a run for the championship. And now he wins the championship when the favorite should have won the championship. Those moves and not setting your lineup are not okay. And I just want to, I can't help but reiterate, like, that is not okay. In this league, the whole point of us being in the league is supposed to be that we're not making those mistakes. Like, that should not be happening. Everybody should be participating. I understand maybe it's a last-second thing on Sunday morning and you weren't there, you didn't see it, whatever. Even though, how hard is it to have alerts set up on your phone? Fucking, even literally the biggest Joe Smo scrubs in fantasy football get alerts sent to their phone like, oh, my guy's injured. The news happened on Friday. And so anyways, anybody who doesn't know, the news happened Friday. George Kittle out. Mikey doesn't set his lineup. Loses by 1 point. His backup tight end scored 2 points. All he had to do was set his lineup to the very minimum, and he would have won. Anyways, I don't think that's okay. I'm sure you agree with me, Wiseman.
Yeah, I just didn't think it would be a conversation that even need to be had. So
yeah, it shouldn't be. I don't know, Mikey. I'm deeply disappointed. I hope everybody shames you, and I really hope it doesn't come to affect the money in the end, because that would be some shit, and it would be uncool. Anyways, Wiseman, take us through last week's matchups.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, the one that appears first on my screen is my matchup against Rob. Not much to say on this one. Rob's team went off. Huge performances from McCaffrey, Fournette, Diggs, Waller. So yeah, it was more than I could handle for my team. Even if I make all the right starts, it doesn't matter. His team just put up a lot of points. 179, second highest score for the week. My team still put up 148 points, which is good enough to win on most weeks, but not this week. So 0-2 I go. Give Rob his first win.
Sweet. Next one on my list is obviously my matchup versus Evansdale Carpet Munchers. This one is just a story of Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and Tyler Higbee scoring 31, 20, and 28 respectively. All three of those higher than Nick's highest score. Nick's highest score was only 17 points in Drew Brees. So while he had steady, consistent, mostly double-digit performance out of most of his guys, he didn't really have anybody do
Nick had Ridley.
That good.
He had Ridley.
When Drew Brees is your highest scorer, you're not having a good week.
Yeah, Ridley had 29 points, which is still a lot.
Oh, did he? Where am I at? Oh, I looked at projected. I'm salty. Oh, well, even then, his next high score was 19, and then Drew Brees at 14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, couldn't do much there. Michael Thomas is out. That's obviously destroying Nick. So, next one I got is Toledo Cheat Clappers versus Andy Miller. That's now 2-0 versus 0-2. Scores 139 to 112. While Andy had the monster QB1 week from Dak, Saquon got hurt this week. And Will Fuller scored 0. Yep, did he start Will Fuller? Is this line right?
Yeah.
Will Fuller scored 0 points. Did he get hurt in the game?
I can't confirm.
Didn't he end up getting hurt?
Dude, most likely he gets hurt every year.
Yeah, true.
I remember we were looking at this lineup, and when we were looking at this matchup last week, and I thought Billy's team was more stable and more capable of putting in a consistent performance, and it ended up happening. Obviously, he got the huge performance, as you said, from Dak, but Andy's floor was just too low here, and he didn't get the ceiling that he needed to beat Billy this week. So he goes to 0-2, Billy goes to 2-0.
Which game was it? This one? Which game was it where you were like saying one team was going to win? I said the other one was going to win.
It was this one. I said Billy was going to win. You were taking Andy. It's all right. You can't win them all.
All right, next. I got Team Rusty Cunts versus the Golden Taint. Trevor became our highest scorer of the week. Enough said. Golden Taint, Ricky Grodi, he had very consistent double digits from most of his players. Emmanuel Sanders didn't do anything, but even then, you can't ask for much out of Manny Sanders. Alvin Kamara went hammy. Julian Edelman had his highest receiving yard total of his career in this game, and then Terry McLaurin did well, and then CeeDee Lamb against Atlanta was an obvious boom shot. and Mike Evans.
Yeah, similar situation for Ricky as was for me. I just went up against a team that put up a stupid amount of points. But Trevor needed the win to go to 1-1, and while Ricky will feel unlucky about this loss, being that his team scored 146 points, he's still at least 1-1, so better than being 0-2.
Speaking of unlucky, next time we'll have to pull up the expected wins and that chart for the one that Andy posts weekly. We'll have to put that up next time, but might as well pull it up right now. Let's see. If we were to go by our expected wins chart, the Golden Taint, a.k.a. Ricky, would be in first, followed by Ryan Brill, and then myself. Andy would be at the bottom. Wiseman, you'd be in seventh. We'll put it on the screen next week so anybody who doesn't know knows what we're talking about. Next matchup?
Yeah, the next one on my screen is actually Team Butts 1-point victory over Juices Loose, 118 to 117. And yeah, obviously the donuts from both Kittle and James White.
That's all she wrote.
Yep, so all he had to do was play one person, he would have won. But Butts gets his first win. So well done, Butts. You got your first win of the season. You're 1-1. Mikey falls to 0-2.
Not to be overlooked was Austin Eckler bouncing back and scoring 18 points. However, it wasn't because of Tyrod Taylor.
No, it wasn't.
So, Homer Chargers fan, how do you feel about this situation?
I thought Herbert looked fine. I think to take the Chiefs to overtime in your first start as a rookie, pretty impressive, if I do say so. The defense would be just that little bit better they need to be to maybe win that game if Derwin James is healthy, but he's not. But I mean, the Chargers coaching staff loves Eckler, so he's not going anywhere. There's no way they just phase him out. It's not going to happen.
Well, of course not, but maybe Justin Herbert can actually move the ball downfield and Tyrod Taylor can't.
Well, Justin Herbert can move the ball down the field, and that's good for him because he's a good pass-catching back.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, so I don't see the problem.
Did you read today what happened about Tyrod Taylor's injury?
No, I didn't get the latest update on it.
What? So the reason why he last second didn't play was because the team doctor was trying to administer a shot in him for his injured ribs and punctured his lung.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
insane.
it's on ESPN. Go look at it. It's on SportsCenter. It's on fucking I was about to say Mel Kiper.
Oh
fucking
my
Adam
God,
Schefter.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, if Shefty tweets it, it's true.
Wow.
While you're looking at that,
I guess Justin Herbert is the starter now, yeah. No question.
Team Birdie Putt, our first place team, Ryan Brill versus Team Bye Week, Devin Pooley. Total blowout. Aaron Jones scored half of the points needed to beat Devin Pooley this week.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that.
Eliminated from the Survivor Challenge as well.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. Devin Pooley.
Oh, wait,
boom,
no, I'm sorry. It's
shot.
Nick. It's Nick. It's Nick. He had 84.
What? Oh, it is Nick. Boom. Got him.
So, question for... Never mind. Keep going.
No, ask the question right here, right now. In front
All right.
of everybody.
If Mikey didn't set his lineup and gets a loss, does that disqualify him from the Survivor Challenge, or does he get to keep competing?
Didn't set his lineup and what?
Mikey didn't set his lineup and he lost. So would that disqualify you from the Survivor Challenge for being inactive?
No, what does that have to do with the Survivor Challenge? He didn't score the least amount of points.
All right, I was just asking. I didn't know if you planned on having any punishment for that, but
No, because his team didn't score the least amount of points.
That's fair.
Second highest scoring team. Oh, wait, where you did yours. That's all of them.
Yep.
Rob laid the smackdown on your bitch ass. So you gonna trade me Joe Mixon yet? If he's not going to score against Cleveland, who's he going to score against?
So he's going to score against somebody, that's for sure.
Do you know that, though? Are you sure?
Yep.
You're dreaming, buddy.
All right, week 3, first matchup. What you got?
I got an advertisement on my screen. That's what I got. 10 seconds. I have to watch it, too.
Okay. Well, the first matchup.
We sent you our sponsors. Oh, we don't
I'm
have
just
any
going to start
sponsors.
without you, so.
I'm getting word that we don't have any sponsors.
Yep, nope, no sponsors, sorry. No one's going to give us money for this. Okay, first matchup is the Toledo Cheat Clappers, Billy Block, versus Evansdale Carpet Munchers, Nick Rudder. Projected score totals are 131 to 126, Nick's advantage. Nick's got Michael Thomas in his lineup, so it looks like Michael Thomas might be able to come back. I don't know. And then I guess he's starting Jerick McKinnon now, who's going to be into that role now that Raheem Mostert is injured. Calvin Ridley obviously been putting up stupid points. But at the end of the day, I think Billy's going to move to 3-0. I just think his team's more stable. Same reason as last week against Andy. His team's just consistent and are going to seem like they're going to put up a lot of points. I mean, you were clowning him for starting Larry Fitzgerald, which I agree, probably not the most ideal situation for your second flex spot. But I think the combination of Chubb, Carson, Kupp, Kelsey are going to be enough to get the job done here. Michael Thomas might be coming back, but if he's still playing, like, not 100%, I don't know. Nick obviously was the lowest scoring team last week, but his team's capable of putting up a ton of points, so it's possible that Nick will win. But yeah, give me Billy's team here, but just a safer floor.
I think this one's going to be really close. But I think both teams will score middle to high. I really like Gardner Minshew against Miami. I really like Miles Sanders against Cincinnati. Calvin Ridley is the wide receiver 1, just like everybody thought, which is annoying. I'm just not a huge fan of Jarvis Landry, Cooper Kupp against Buffalo, Devontae Parker in general. So that's going to be one of our leverage spots to look out for. Billy starting Devontae Parker. Nick starting Preston Williams.
He's got Jameson Crowder, who gets plenty of volume at least.
Yeah, give me Nick's team. You said you got Billy's?
Yep.
Give me Nick's team.
Now we got our first disagreement there.
Yeah, it should be a good one. They have a bunch of games invested in, like Billy's got Travis Kelce, while Nick has Mark Andrews. They're going to be facing off against each other.
Yeah, should be a cracking match.
It'll be a good one. I got Carpet Munchers on this one. What's your next matchup?
It's yours. Your matchup versus Ricky.
We got Team Delaney's Saggy Tits 2-0 versus the Golden Taint owner, Ricky Grodi. I'm projected to win by 2 points, so obviously it's as close as it can get. I'm getting A.J. Brown back this week, allegedly. Hopefully DJ Chark will compete against Miami. I'm really looking for a bounce back from him. Tyler Higbee is probably matchup independent. I would say I'm not super worried about the fact that they're going against Buffalo. Michael Gallup, if he doesn't eat against Seattle here, Michael Gallup's dead to me. So if Michael Gallup doesn't eat here against Seattle, I'm willing to accept any offer for Michael Gallup. DeAndre Hopkins, I'm not sure. Does Darius Slay hurt? Because I thought I remember him being hurt.
I can't confirm.
Kyler Murray, anyways, and DeAndre Hopkins is against Detroit is going to be an extremely high-paced matchup.
Oh, Darius Slay's not on the Lions anymore.
Huh?
Darius Slay's not even on the Lions anymore.
What do I fucking know about
He's on the
football?
Eagles.
Anyways, who gives a fuck? Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins easily are going to combine for 55 points total in this matchup against the Lions. The only spots I'm really worried about are David Johnson against the tough Pittsburgh defense and the fact that I just don't even have an RB2. If Devontae Adams comes back from this injury, I have zero worries about me facing anybody. I don't care who they are. Russell Wilson is going to be the QB1 on the week against Dallas, so that's obviously kind of scary to deal with. Like I said, I got Kyler Murray matching him. Dalvin Cook better score some touchdowns because that Minnesota team is a 5-win team at best. James Conner against Houston should be good. But Odell is just not Odell.
It's Baker Mayfield. It's not
this
Odell.
This Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf stack is what's going to tear my asshole if he's going to. Otherwise, I take.
They've been on it all season so far.
What?
Metcalf and Russell Wilson, they've been on it so far this season, so that's why Ricky's team's been putting up so many points.
Even then, for that much. Metcalf is the wide receiver sick. Okay, they scored. He's got 38 points between 2 games, so not ridiculous. But that's the stack I'm worried about. Otherwise, I see myself winning this pretty handily, to be honest.
Yeah, I think his stack is really good, and I think his his running backs are definitely stronger than yours. And the Russell Wilson DK Metcalf stack is great. Chris Godwin, in any given week, can put up a bunch of points as well. But I think it's his tight end and his 2 flex that are going to let him down this week, where your players are much better, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Next matchup, I got Team Rusty Cunts. Trevor Wiscotcho versus Team Butts owner Kyle Butts.
Yep, that's correct.
It was Butts who got away with the lucky win this week, right? Or was it Trevor?
Yes, it was Butts.
It was Butts. So Butts should be 0-2, but we already talked about that. We won't beat the fucking horse with a stick or however that goes.
Beat a dead horse.
Yeah, whatever. Take us through this one, Wiseman.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be an interesting matchup here. Obviously, Trevor being the highest scoring team last week. We'll see if his team can repeat that kind of production. Obviously, he's got Alvin Kamara going, which any given week he can put up a ton of points for you. And I think the same can be said for Mike Evans. You already know that Terry McLaurin's going to eat this week. I think Julian Edelman, obviously you can't expect what you got last week out of him, as you said, career high receiving yards. But Noah Fant has looked great so far. CeeDee Lamb looks to be getting the targets that you would imagine that Michael Gallup would get. So I think that CeeDee Lamb's a solid player to have in your flex here. I know Jonnu Smith's done all right, but I'm not comfortable starting him. And then if you look at Butt's side of it, again, he's the same as last week. What I said I didn't like about his team is he's flexing 2 running backs that are not pass catching backs. So in a PPR scoring system, the way that we play, you like to have someone who catches the ball.
Full of catches last week.
Yeah, I guess maybe he might fit the bill for that. But obviously, Josh Jacobs has been a monster.
Miles Gaskin over 2 weeks has 10 catches.
Okay, I stand corrected then. But yeah,
I know that I've been DraftKings all week.
So Evan Ingram has not had the season that you would hope so far, but I think with Barkley going down, they're going to have to change something. So maybe Butts is looking to capitalize on that, whether it's Golden Tate or Evan Ingram, because he's got 2 Giants going this week. I'm not feeling confident about them, so I think Trevor should win this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Trevor's going to smoke Kyle Butts here. Miles Gaskin and James Robinson are great 10-point floor kind of guys, but their ceiling is probably 20 points at best, whereas Trevor's flexes have much higher ceilings. It's never going to be good starting 2 Giants on your team in Golden Tate and Evan Ingram against the 49ers.
With no Saquon Barkley.
Buffalo. You said what?
With no Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that's just a dumpster fire. Yeah, like Matt Stafford is in a good matchup, but that's all. Austin Eckler should be fine. Josh Jacobs could do okay. But I got Terry
Josh
McLaurin
Jacobs is really good.
DraftKings pick of the week. You're playing DraftKings. You heard it here first. Terry McLaurin, I believe he's less than 6K on DraftKings this week going against Cleveland. He is going to be on the Millie Maker, the winning team. That's all I got to say. I think Trevor should win this one relatively handily.
Yep, agree.
Next,
Next matchup is Juice is Loose, Mikey, who.
Oh, the projections!
Yep, and he's against bye week Devin Jimenez. We got a 0-2 versus a 1-1. Identical projection, 122. Who you got?
Who do I got, huh?
Yeah, who you got?
Okay. Shit. Looking at things from the surface, Mikey seems to have, his first 6 guys seem really strong. Zeke is in a smash spot against Seattle. Cam Newton is Cam Newton. But maybe we can call that a wash against Deshaun Watson, although Watson's playing against Pittsburgh, so I expect him to outscore Watson by maybe 10 points or more. Adam Thielen is going to eat all season. Tyler Boyd against Philadelphia could easily be a sneaky, really good spot. Anytime you're going against Julio, Juju, Edwards-Helaire, even Alan Lazard, all those guys have great ceilings. I mean, same with Deshaun Watson. But I think Mikey should win this one relatively easily. I mean, it's probably going to be close. It says it's 122 to 122. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think Mikey's got the edge here. I agree Cam Newton should outscore Deshaun Watson. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a beast for Devin's team, but I don't think it's enough to. It's not going to be enough to offset Zeke, and then obviously Thielen and Boyd are solid, but so are Julio and Juju. So I think this one could end up being close. But top to bottom, I think Mikey's starting lineup is just a bit stronger. I know there's concern about Ingram with Baltimore, but I think that at worst, if Ingram can fall in the end zone, he'll at least get you 15 points, maybe 13 points, which is enough out of your flex most of the time. And obviously with Kittle and James White coming back from Mikey, I just think he's got the edge here. I just think he's got a little bit more quality in the non-skill positions and even the skill position just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Cam and Zeke versus Watson and Edwards-Helaire could easily outscore those two by 20 points. David Montgomery and Todd Gurley are going to be a wash. They're both hoping to fall into the end zone. The rest of the wide receivers, I'm going to take Mikey's too. Leverage spot is Tyler Boyd versus A.J. Green, but A.J. Green looked like dust against the Browns, so I'm not counting on it. I think Mikey should win this one, no problem.
Yep. Next one is Rob, xnxx.com/Alexis, Texas, to Miller time. Yeah, I'll just do mine last.
Well, then I'll do this one then. You can do yours. We got 1-1 versus 0-2. Andy, newcomer. 0-2. You hate to see it.
Fewest points scored.
Rob sneaking away with a fat-ass win. How do you sneak away with a big win? I don't know. Probably because Darren Waller went ham. Christian McCaffrey going on IR. So let me check out Rob's bench here. Is it Matt Breida? It's Darrell Henderson.
Yep, it is Darrell Henderson.
Should we just say this is Andy and move on? I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, but Marvin Jones is in a great spot.
Gronk has been shit. We got to get Gronk out of his starting lineup. Put Robbie Anderson in at least. Oh, he's already in. Fuck, dude, I don't know.
All I can say is Marvin Jones is in a good spot. Outside of that, we got Dak Prescott, who should be the top 3 quarterback on the week. Jonathan Taylor is going to be great. Allen Robinson against Atlanta. Kenny Galladay. This shouldn't even be close. Andy should knock the fucking pants off of Rob on this one.
Yeah, he should. But let's just say if Rob can randomly have Fournette, DJ Moore, or Diggs go off. So if Andy's been scoring as minimally as he has the first 2 weeks, then Rob has a chance. But I agree, Andy should win this one. No McCaffrey is going to really hurt for Rob.
Sweet. Next matchup, we got Team Birdie Putt. First place, Ryan Brill. Versus Team Thousand Oaks Gang. Owner, Michael Wiseman. 0-2, 10th place. Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, so obviously 0-2 sucks, and I get to face the top team so far in week number 3 to try to avoid 0-3. I am projected to win slightly here, 130 to 127. Obviously, just because you're the higher projected scoring team doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. But I'm fairly confident in a lot of the players that I have going this week. The Mahomes Tyreek Hill stack has been crucial. Lockett and Hollywood Brown and Deontay Johnson have all been in huge roles for their teams so far. So my team, I think, has a really safe floor. I just really need a big week out of Joe Mixon. I need a decent week out of Joshua Kelly. I need one of those MVP weeks from last season from Pat Mahomes. My team put up almost 150 last week, but it just wasn't enough. And to be honest, I'm worried about Brill's team. He's got a lot of great players. Matt Ryan's gonna have a huge game. Aaron Jones was obviously insane last week, and obviously Derrick Henry's no slouch either. So 2 great running backs. Cooper versus Seattle should go off. Keenan Allen versus Carolina should be a great matchup for him. Even so much to say that Zach Ertz could be a good start against Cincinnati this week. I think that Brill's in first place for a reason, and his team has been really good so far. So, honestly, I think that he'll probably win this week. I'm just hoping to maybe sneak by him.
If you lose and Anthony Miller outscores Darius Slayton, what happens?
Then I'm just going to have to try to figure out some way to get my flex right because I fucked it up 2 weeks in a row.
Corey Davis against Minnesota. What happens if A.J. Brown doesn't go?
If A.J. Brown doesn't go, I probably put in Corey Davis for Darius Slayton.
What happens when you trade me J.K. Dobbins?
Mate, you can't trade me anyone for J.K. Dobbins. All your running backs are garbage except David Johnson, so you can't even come for him. You can't come proper for him.
2-0.
We'll see how long it lasts, mate.
You heard. So I'm 2-0. Commish and owner of Team Delaney Saggy Tits, a.k.a. your Negus. I ain't got much else to say. Set your goddamn lineups. This isn't fucking Joe Schmo's beer league, okay? We think we all just put in $100 in auto draft and hope we win? This isn't that.
It's $150.
Ain't it, Chief? Yeah, it's $50 more. So set your goddamn lineups. Watch me go 3-0, and I'll see you guys in week 4. Wiseman, you got anything for us?
No, I don't really have anything to add. Brill, I'm sorry if I have to give you your first loss, but I need to win more than you do, so sorry, buddy. But good luck.
Join DraftKings this week, everybody. We're going to have lineups going tomorrow, a.k.a. Thursday, as well as all of Sunday. I need to see all of your faces, a.k.a. usernames, in there. You have to get in there as quick as possible. But no texting me last second asking if you can get in and why the contests aren't bigger. Because they have to be able to run, so they need to be max filled. So I need to know how many people are going to be able to make it. Get in there, folks. Wiseman, are you getting in DraftKings this week?
Yeah, I'll do it this week.
That's right, you are. I clapped everybody's cakes. I think Trevor came in second, and I beat him by like 60 points.
Yeah, you might not be so lucky every week.
You guys ready to hear my full lineup? I've been obsessing over it so much. I can tell you my favorite lineup off the top of my head. Kyler Murray, Miles Sanders.
You're just gonna spoil it for you. How are you gonna win now?
Because nobody's gonna pick my team because everybody thinks I'm an idiot.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
It's Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Tyler Lockett, C.D. Lamb, Terry McLaurin. I think DK Metcalf. I don't remember. Bug. Dalton Schultz, Arizona D. That's probably a really bad defense to pick.
Whatever, mate. I guess we'll see. We'll see how you fare in the competition.
We'll see how I favor in the competition. We'll see how you guys favor in the competition. Join us next week for week 4. That's all I got.
All right. We'll see you next time.